already delivered hundreds of the vehicles to our customers. Almost all of power authorities in Ukraine use our vehicles. We do have partnership with the 3 NATO countries in terms of production of artillery ammunition.
The Ukrainian defense industry is at a turning point. On the one hand, enemy air attacks have damaged it. But on the other, the war has become a true test for its products, which are now known worldwide. Despite the ongoing fighting, Ukrainian manufacturers are striving to improve their products, making them superior to the foreign counterparts supplied by Western partners. They are learning and analyzing experiences right on the battlefield. Kyiv Post talks with Vladislav Belbas, director of the Ukrainian Armored Vehicles Company, which produces armored combat vehicles for various units of the defense forces, about the challenges of production, budgeting, and how Ukrainian equipment models can outperform their foreign counterparts.
Our company started in 2015 from design and manufacturing of mine-resistant ambush-protected vehicles for Ukraine Defense Forces. The first product was armored vehicle Varta. After that, in 2017, the company developed Novator and start supplies in 2018. And the company also diversified its business activities in 2017-2018 by developing mortars of all calibers, 60, 82, and 120, and developing mortar bombs for those mortars, and started deliveries in 2019 of mortar bombs. Currently, we are a part of defense industry by producing vehicles, armored vehicles for Bogdana howitzers, producing armored vehicles for Neptune cruise missile complexing, producing armored vehicles for Vilha multiple launch rocket system. We produce armored vehicles Novator, Novator 2, and recently we developed and presented during MSPO vehicle Varta 2, which is based on own developed chassis, especially for this vehicle, because previous Varta generation was used on a mass chassis. Unfortunately, we are not that close with Belarus as of now. The company is fully privately owned, including me. I'm the shareholder of the company, and also several private persons and also enterprises shareholders of the company. We never been a part of any governmental entity. The company developed during 10 years already its product range, and the turnover of the company in 2022 was 13.4 billion hryvnia, so it's very large defense company. Due to security reasons, we cannot disclose the exact locations, but we have different locations we removed from our original locations, and also we diversified our, we spreaded our production facilities in a smaller parts in order to protect our production process in full, because you know that missile strikes winter 2023 to 2024 was targeted to defense manufacturers. At the moment, we don't have customers abroad. We have partners abroad with whom we are manufacturing some of our products, jointly manufacturing, using our components, etc. So we do have partnership with the 3 NATO countries in terms of production of artillery ammunition. And before the large-scale invasion, we had a portfolio over 200 million euro for export contracts, but unfortunately due to the war, these contracts were scrapped and is not performing as of now. First of all, if we consider company by turnover, about the large companies. So by CIPRI, Stockholm Institute for Research of Peace, we should be somewhere around 60s, 70s places, I think. Regarding expanding and ramping the production quantities, we are limited to our budgeting as of now. In Ukraine, if we speak about the companies in Ukraine, because we see that, for example, this 1 million artillery ammunition from European Union, we don't even know if it's yet delivered from the last year. And they don't suffer from financial issues, they suffer from technical production capabilities to cover that demand to extend. On the 6th of September, DoD, Department of Defense of United States, they released statistics of their increase of production of artillery ammunition. And for round, to be correct, you are saying rounds is correct for military business because round is a complete set. And they increase, for example, 200% shells for 155, but they increased only 24% for propellant production. Means that they are limited for propellant production, and the total production, shells without propellant is nothing, it's not a ready artillery round. So the total growth of United States is 24% only in 2 years. In Ukraine, we have hundreds and thousands of percent of growth. And we, to my opinion, we do use the budget very, not smart, very efficient. Yeah. So the effectiveness of one money unit is better in Ukraine. And we see it by like, we cannot say low-cost solution, but cost-effective solutions, which lead to some results. For example, FPV drones. By FPV drone, you can destroy a tank, cost tens of millions of dollars. You can destroy any equipment in your reach. We see, for example, now, before this interview, I saw the article that our drones are striking Murmansk region, where they have strategic aviation locations hidden from Ukrainian missiles and drones. So we, as of now, and it's confirmed also by Minister of Strategic Industries Commission, former ex-minister, that we have budget 6 billion euro and we have capabilities for 20 billion euro. That is our limitation also. And second one is the money, and second one is the planning, which I notice all the time, that we need 3 years planning. We have our defense procurement legislation, defense, how to translate it correctly, Закон про оборонні, defense procurement law. And this law states that we have planning for 3 years. But unfortunately, our budgeting is only for 1 year. Yeah, so it's not corresponding one to another. So if I have a production, for example, I give you an example, it's like guess figures. For example, if I produce this year 100 vehicles, armored vehicles, and I know that I need for next year, and I will be planning it, I will be contracting it now, I can increase next year for 5 times or 3 times minimum. Novator was started to design in 2017 by order of a National Guard of Ukraine. First vehicle, Novator, was developed as a pickup type vehicle, which we see here, for example. and you will test drive it today. For 5 crew member. And this vehicle was, I say it was like a JLTV, you know, in the United States nowadays, but it was designed before JLTV was designed, and that is kind of that gave him a bit of a technical advantage. The vehicle is very well tested. Before we start the serial production, National Guard, they tested very heavily this vehicle. Because vehicle is based on the platform of Ford F550. It's very widely popular around the world to make armored vehicles based on such chassis. So we have plenty of competitors, but what we see is that our solution is quite reliable, and our solution is quite rigid. Yeah, so we do have a good feedback from the customer. And of course, vehicles is something that you don't make a revolution manufacturing an armored vehicle. The armored vehicles, they get good feedback by your service, by your support, by your education. It means you can get a good response after some usage. And first years of the vehicle, we did a lot of add-ons. We did a lot of redesign, reworking to improve the vehicle based on the combat experience. And I have to say, most of foreigners and our partners, they consider Ukrainian war like started in 2022, and we always correct them. It started in 2014, and we used our vehicles in the combat already for 10 years. And based on that experience, we improved our vehicles. Last year, during MSPO exhibition in Poland, in Kielce in Poland, we presented vehicle Novator 2. And after MSPO, we tested this vehicle, and we put it into use by our MOD and National Guard early summer, late spring, I think, around. And now we already delivered hundreds of the vehicles to our customers. Customers for the vehicles. Almost all of power authorities in Ukraine use our vehicles, such as
Police,
land
militias,
forces, security service of Ukraine, national police, National Guard of Ukraine. I think the only border guard don't have our vehicles. So security services is separate contracts, and they have also their special forces, National Guard separate, National Police. Everybody is surprising when we speak about police, but police have these battalions, Loot, Safari, and they are used widely. First of all, it's suspension and axles. We intentionally made the vehicle lighter than competitors because when you move fast off road, and especially now when they have FPVs, etc., hunting for you, probably if you've been to the front line, they prefer very fast transportation methods now. Heavy, large armored vehicle does not protect you still from any FPV because they're using RPGs charges, which can destroy tank, not only vehicle. So Novator was designed to be fast, and fast with the very rigid suspension, very reliable suspension. We did several improvements of that suspension. The last one was in 2020, and after that we have zero issue. So we are very proud of that. And we are only one company who is doing that with suspensions for F-550. I mean, among all the competitors. Ballistic protection during exploitation of the vehicles was improved, and we see, for example, we declared that Novator is the Stanak 1 protection level, but actually we had explosions on the anti-tank mines and everybody survived, and it's Stanak 3, yeah. So, and all is stable. The cabin is stable. It's not destroyed. It's not like opened doors, etc. So that is kind of advantage. And we also, after that, we calculated the vehicle. Unfortunately, we don't have NATO laboratories or something to prove the Stanak protection level, anti-mine protection. Yeah. So, but we have specialists in the military institute. They calculated. It can disorient the FPV and they cannot hit the target. The second one we offer is also remote control weapon stations. With a high elevation angles, they can shoot down the FPVs. The problem is that to detect the FPV exact location, you need also radar, and the radar is kind of, we are working now with Warta to use the passive radar not to be detected, you know, because when you use the active radar, we become a target. They see elimination. So we are working on Warta to install the passive radar together with a remote control weapon station, which can detect FPV, UAV, FPV, and then destroy it. That is also a kind of solution. The issue is costly, so this is more expensive solution. If you have a service team to reach the battlefield or close to the battlefield and repair the vehicle very fast, that is the service. That is the that gives you a good feedback about the vehicle from the point of view of the user, because they're you know, top command, they don't go into the details. They see the combat readiness of the vehicle. You have 100 vehicles and 95 of them are ready for the combat. That is the figures they understand. They don't go deeply like, do you have problems with suspension or something else? And that is our advantage to compare with with other imported vehicles, because they don't have a service database. Unfortunately, we bought or received for free a big batch of different manufacturers. We call it zoo, armored vehicle zoo, because it's very different. And you know, to operate it, you need to have different types of spare parts. You have to have different educated people. So one of the advantages we have is the rapid response or something like that in repair or improving the vehicles. So none of other suppliers can say like, yes, we will come from United States to repair your vehicles in a day or two. So we prioritize mobile service teams.